Damn, son, you just hit with the wow effect.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Peter Fershlogner's Douche Internet Reviews for douches who like internet reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing a game that's older than me, one of the grandfathers of Genesis, and one of the first games that I ever played. And that game is Altered Beast for the Sega Genesis. So without further ado, let's unleash the beast. So, Altered Beast is a game where you play as a gentleman who's brought back from the dead by Zeus and his little purple ball. You're commanded by Zeus to rise from your grave and rescue his daughter Athena from Neph, who's some kind of demon god from the underworld. So, naturally, in order to face off against a god, you're going to need to collect 3 power-ups and become the ultimate furry badass. But in order to do that, you've got to tear through a whole lot of enemies. You see, Neph's got a huge army of monsters, which includes, but is not limited to, explosive zombies, 2-headed dogs, imps, headless freaks, rattlesnake dragons, quadriplegic grimace, parakeet frogs, fucking whatever these things are, rock turtles, rotting demons, assholes, and ants. Boy howdy, you wouldn't want these fellas showing up at a picnic. They'd eat your sandwiches and your children. Look, the point is you're definitely going to need some power-ups if you want to get past these guys. You see, when you first start a stage, you're just a regular guy with a regular-sized head. But as you collect power-ups, your body goes through some changes. How do I say this? I know! Here's an old Altered Beast educational video to help you learn all about power-ups and just how they work.
Power-ups and you. Why, what's the matter, Billy?
My body feels funny.
Well, that's because you're going through a power-up. You see, Billy, you started your day as a normal child, weak and stupid. But after collecting that little blue orb earlier, you've become more powerful.
What's happening to me?
You're getting stronger, Billy. You see, with each power-up, your body gets bigger, and bigger, and bigger. Unfortunately, your head will stay the same size. Well, that is, at least until you become a wolf, or perhaps a bear. Maybe even a dragon.
What if I don't want to be a furry?
God damn, it's not a furry, Billy. I'm not a fucking furry. I mean, come on, Billy, it could be worse. Have you ever heard of vor?
I'm 5.
You're never too young to learn, Billy. Vor is a fetish that...
I'm just gonna go ahead and stop the tape there. So, yeah, you need to collect power-ups, and the only enemies that drop power-ups are the blue dogs. If you miss a blue dog, you miss a power-up. If you miss a power-up, you can't fight the boss, and the stage continues on. So the sooner you grab those little blue orbs, the better. I mean, unless you want to rack up points, but nobody gives a shit about that. Anyways, after collecting 3 power-ups in the first stage, you become a werewolf who can shoot fireballs and dash across the screen. Alright, Baldo shit wizard, it's time to face the wrath of the wolf.
Bark bark. Bark bark bark.
Oh my god, talk about getting ahead in life. Damn it. Dude, this is a pretty intense first boss. I mean, Neph literally transforms into an anthropomorphic pile of human corpses that tears its head off and throws it at you. Or should I say heads? This guy really freaked me out when I was a kid. But as intimidating as he is, the boss fight itself isn't too difficult. However, you really gotta utilize that lightning dash if you want to avoid getting pelted with heads. In fact, most of the bosses in this game can be easily defeated once you learn their patterns, but getting there can be a grind. So after defeating Neph, he steals your powers and starts heading back to the underworld. I love how your character just casually strolls after him through the open portal like, let's go to hell! Now, after each stage is complete, you get a little still image that acts as a cutscene. So, as you can see here, Neph has put Athena in a headlock and is holding some kind of stick above her head. It's clearly an attempt to assert his dominance. At least I think it is. Do they have kitchens in the underworld? Well, we'll find out soon enough because we've now entered the first layer of hell. Ah yes, the first layer. The layer with purple bags of donkey shit. Get off! Dude, God, I hate these things. I don't even understand their purpose. What are they trying to do? Suck all the hair off my head? At least you get to kick him in the face, you fucking tiny grimace-looking purple ball of ass. So this stage has a few new enemies in it. There's the golden lizard beak, who isn't really a problem. I mean, all he can really do is tail whip you. And then you've got these rattlesnake dragons that come out of the floors and ceiling, but they're nice enough to warn you first by sticking their rattle out. And if you kick it off, they don't come out at all. I guess that makes sense though. I mean, if I stuck my ass out of the ground and somebody kicked it, I'd probably just wait until they left to come out of the ground and get groceries or whatever. Anyways, after you collect all 3 power-ups in this stage, you become a dragon who can electrocute enemies and shoot lightning from his mouth. Cool. Once you become the dragon in this stage, you're basically untouchable. I mean, honestly, this dragon is an ass-kicking machine. And now it's time to face off with Neph again, but this time as Dova. Hey Neph, guess who's got lightning, buddy? Yeah, that's right. Holy shit, dude, this guy's got a lot of eyeballs. Hey guys, do you think he can see me? This guy's got so many eyeballs that he's literally throwing them at you, most likely in an attempt to shave a couple $100s off his contact budget. Okay, so the thing about this boss is he's got a really cheesy weakness. If you get in a little spot right in front of his main eyeball before he transforms and just start zapping away, you can defeat him almost immediately. I'm not sure where exactly you need to be, but I know it's somewhere near this pixel right here. Now, it doesn't always work as planned, but for the most part, you can defeat him without even suffering a hit. But I mean, in all honesty, dude, this boss is just one giant fucking weakness. He's just a big pile of eyeballs. Have you ever got a grain of sand in the eye? It's completely incapacitating. Like, if this guy showed up on your playground and started bullying you, all you'd have to do is throw a handful of sand at him and he'd drop like a sack of fucking potatoes, which he basically is. So once you zap this scrub into oblivion, Neff steals your powers and poofs back to hell yet again. At which point you get another little cutscene where Neff has... Wait, is he fucking crucifying her? What is this guy's problem? Why's he gotta crucify Zeus's daughter? I mean, like, what's his motive? I don't know. Speaking of which, I also don't know where exactly this is supposed to be, but I know we're making progress because when you start seeing ants this big, you know you're getting pretty fucking close to hell. You know, I remember this stage giving me a lot of trouble as a kid because I kept getting knocked down these holes. I mean, I've pretty much got the pattern down now though. Up kick the blue dog, high jump to the top platform, kick these demons in the fucking shins, blue dog on the left, kick some ants, stay on the platform for as long as possible, blue dog on the left but don't collect the power up until after you punch the descending slug turtle in the face. Mess any of that up and you're in for some trouble. Once you collect the third power-up in this stage, you become Brother Berus, a bear who can turn things to stone with a snot bubble and somersault through the air. He's also got a dainty little Nekoashi Dachi stance. This bear's a fucking weeb, dude. So at the end of the stage, you get another chance to show Neff who's boss and give him the old bear flex, dude. Alright, so this boss is really bizarre. He's some kind of snail dragon or hermit lizard covered in slimy pustules who fires projectiles at you. I could barely get past him as a kid, and that's because in order to defeat him, you've got to snoot him into the corner and then jump into him. You can jump on him at any time, but it's only when he's in the very corner that he's vulnerable. It is kind of a gamble whether or not you can get him perfectly though, because defeating him means you've got to time your jumps in a way that I just don't fully understand, even to this day. You can usually get a couple of jumps in a row, but sometimes he'll just kind of push you away. Anyways, once you defeat him, it's on to the next layer of hell. I'm not sure what's happening here. When I was a kid, I never really paid attention to these, but it looks like she's being possessed by a pigeon. I think. Maybe it's a Pazuzu pigeon, dude. So the next stage has you entering some kind of palace in the underworld, and I think it might be Neff's crib or something. It's got a really nice touch with the pillars. I believe that's polished underworld marble. Oh. You know, I never really got this far as a kid. I don't even know what kind of beast I'll turn into when I get the orbs. No, I missed an orb. Now I gotta go through another stretch of the level. Dude, stop. Wait, is that a sculpture of a flexing rhinoceros?
Art is subjective, Peter, which is also the reason why people enjoy your show.
Ah, great. Purple dudes. I hate purple dudes. Purple dudes are the worst kind of... Get the fuck... Here's a sentence I never thought I'd ever say in my entire life, but if I don't kick a blue dog in the face sometime soon, I'm in trouble. Got it. Whoa, man, I'm a tiger. He's got kind of a weird attack, though. Like, his little fireball bounces around, but at least it's got good reach. He also has a dash move like the wolf, but instead of dashing horizontally, he does a vertical dash. It's really helpful against the flying dicks. Dude, look at this tiger, dude. I mean, he's chiseled as all hell. Like, this is pretty much beefcake.
Pretty sure the furry community took off in 1988.
You know what? This is so unrealistic. Look at how ripped this dude is. This is not an accurate depiction. Tropes versus men in gaming, dude. Welcome to my one-part video series on representation and how men are representation in video games. Dude, these beasts are, like, there's no way a werewolf would be that ripped. I mean, this game is setting ridiculous standards for young men. Honestly, not every guy can be this toned and also a werewolf that shoots fireballs. What are we teaching young men with these games? Fucking flying buff dragons, dude? This is the image society has put into the heads of young men everywhere. Suicide rates for men are up, and you really don't think that has something to do with the fact that they feel like they're less of a man because they aren't a sex god, tiger? Some men just aren't built to somersault through the air 5,000 times and turn zombies into stone. This is an unrealistic depiction of the male body, and I find it incredibly disturbing how many young men play this game and feel like they can't get a job fighting eyeballs because they don't have the ability to shoot lightning from their mouths. It is 2017, guys. It's time to end these tropes. Where's my $300,000? Alright guys, it's time to find out what's behind door number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, floating crocodile fetus with magma core. Aw, look at this little guy. He's kinda cute.
Wait,
Oh god, no, please. Whoa, what the? Oh, it farts out tiny dragons? Dude, that's not even fair! Oh, shit, the fire. Oh, dude, come on. Fuck! I was not prepared for that fight. And now I have to start the whole game over. That's right, there are no continues in Altered Beast. You get 3 lives, 3 little health bars, and 0 continues. So if you mess up on a boss fight, you better be prepared to grind your way back through the underworld. Now I've seen playthroughs of this game where people have more lives and a bigger health bar, but I never really figured out how to do that. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, but I'm not gonna do that. What do you take me for? Some kind of plebeian? If I'm gonna play through Altered Beast, I'm gonna play through it the way it was meant to be played. Filled to the brim with anger and frustration. Besides, dude, checkpoints are for casuals. A lot of the difficulty comes from the fact that you can't practice on a boss fight because your lives are basically an extension of your health. I mean, when you die, you respawn immediately. So if you're in a dangerous situation when you die, you're placed right back in that situation without pause. This leads to some pretty shitty spawns, and if you get a shitty spawn like this, it can screw up an entire run. Which means, of course, you'll be playing through the entire game again. It's even more frustrating when the speed of the screen scroll is dependent on whether or not you defeat the enemies on screen, meaning in order to get through the game quickly, you'll have to kill all of the on-screen enemies. None of this is necessarily a bad thing, it just means the game requires a lot of patience. Alright, we made it back to the Totodile, and this time I'm ready. Float like a crocodile, sting like a fucking Pepsi's wasp, dude. Whoa, jeez, that was lucky. Thanks, Zombie Jesus, for unpredictable hitboxes. Alright, I actually did pretty good that time. Too bad he's just gonna poof away again. Wait a minute. Transforming into demons? Absorbing power from opponents? Poofing into a miasma and running away after every fight? The color purple? This motherfucker is Naraku! Wait, what is going on here? Is that Maynard James Keenan squeezing a pigeon? I mean, I'm not entirely sure if that's a pigeon, but that is definitely Maynard, dude. Although I don't remember Maynard having a propensity for turning women into birds, but hey, fucking whatever you're into, man. Some women are into that kind of stuff. Just practice safe crucifixion. Use rubber nails. Alright, so we've made it to the final stage, and I'm already getting my ass kicked. Nothing makes you feel like less of a man quite like getting your ass kicked by a fucking anthropomorphic unicorn. Well, except for getting flexed on. Getting flexed on is the truest form of disrespect. No man should ever have to suffer through that. Oh shit, is that a golden rhino with saw blade hands? Shit. Great, now we get to start over. Well, I guess now would be a good time to talk about the combat. So this game is supposed to be a beat 'em up. I mean, it was an arcade game after all. However, it really doesn't feel like a beat 'em up at all. I mean, you've got punches, kicks, and special abilities, but honestly, the enemies can all be defeated with a couple of hits. Most enemies are defeated with one hit, and there's no real combos in the game. I do like the fact that some of the enemies explode into bloody chunks when you hit them. It's a nice touch, and actually, I think it was the first blood I'd ever seen in a video game. On the other hand, it is kind of weird that the enemies' death animations are all so different. Like, you've got the guys that explode, the guys that shrink, and then the guys that shrink and then explode. I mean, it's creative, but it just feels awkward to me. Like, there's all these inconsistent reactions to my punches and kicks, and I just want consistency. Guess that kind of makes me a hypocrite considering my upload schedule. But I digress. My point is that as much as I enjoy this game, I honestly don't feel like it's a solid beat 'em up. Then again, this game came out around the same time that beat 'em up games became an actual thing, so I can't really bag on it too much for that. Oh man, I just realized that the foreground of the stage is like a sea of corpses. This is like Pompeii.
dude.
My God. Alright, you pale-ass Prometheus-looking penis weasel, it's time to end this once and for all. Alright, Neff, what's it gonna be? Holy shit, it's the rhino! The prophecy was foretold! Neff was the flexing rhino! Oh man, this dude is tough. Come on, I got this. Shit. Dang it, dude, I was so close! He's flexing on me. Getting flexed on is the truest form of disrespect. No man should ever have to suffer through it. pushing through the dirt and I'm popping out the coffin. Ripped clothes, I'm a past life soldier. Now I'm bringing down gods, cause God's looking for closure. Believe me, I bleed him, I kill demons, I eat him, I eat power for breakfast, and I'm ready to get even. And even if Neff's harboring armies, it's only a minor setback until the day he gets his fucking head cracked. That life's in the past, only thing left is an urge to kick ass. Only resurrected to teach him a fucking lesson for messing with Zeus' daughter, and now I'm fully invested. By any method, slaughter and leave him headless. And I won't stop till the flow stops. Check it, I keep pushing till I prove what I'm worth, and I put these motherfuckers in the dirt.
Kreyowitz?
Hello, Peter.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. Peter, I know what happened. You were flexed on by a rhinoceros. I know your pride is hurt, but this isn't the answer.
You know what you're talking about.
You can still do this, Peter. You can still win this fight. When the rhino flexes, you flex back.
I can't do it. Unless... a montage.
Now eat this salad.
Okay, let me just grab some ranch.
No! No dressing.
You're fucking crazy.
If you want to get strong, you gotta eat healthy. Eat it! Well, my job here is done.
Patreon.com/Kreyowitz.
Yes! I did it! After all these years, I finally beat Altered Beast. We did it, dude! We saved Athena! Okay, Athena, I know you're excited, but can you, hold still! Alright, she's human again. Now it's my turn to transform and...
Oh.
Look, I don't know what they're insinuating here, but I'm getting a DeviantArt kind of vibe from this ending. The dude's got the body of a lover, but the head of a pet. I mean, whatever. I'm reading way too much into it. She probably just fucking friend-zoned his furry ass right after he took her home. Aw, sweet, you can fight the credits, dude. How awesome is that? Press any key to start the next rounds? My god. Altered Beast has New Game Plus. That's right, you can play through the game again. This time the stages have more enemies and the bosses are tougher, but when you die, the game starts over on New Game Plus instead of taking you all the way back. So in a way, that's a checkpoint. I mean, you have to play through the entire game to get to it, but it still technically counts as a checkpoint. So what happens when you beat New Game Plus? Well, you start New Game Plus Plus. But that's as far as I've gotten because this dickhead and his 5,000 fucking heads! Man, I really thought I had beaten Altered Beast for good, but it turns out I was just scratching the surface. Honestly though, I still have a lot of fun playing this game, even to this day. I mean, this game came out in 1988. Even for being that old, the graphics are pretty damn good, and the sound for its time is incredible. You can clearly make out what's being said in the audio samples. The gameplay is pretty simple. It definitely doesn't feel like a beat 'em up, but it's still fun. There's also a variety of colorful enemies throughout the game, and the story is interesting, but I never really understood what was going on as a kid. I mean, I had the game book, but I wasn't about to read, you feel me? You know, playing through this game brings back a lot of memories, and finally beating it after all these years feels good. So maybe I'm just being blinded by nostalgia, but I'd have to give Altered Beast 4.5 Wolf Boys out of 5. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comments section below. And if you enjoy these reviews, please consider donating to my Patreon for
Cool behind-the-scenes extras and music sometimes.
garbage. Also, please consider checking out Kreyowitz on Patreon. I mean, the man saved my life with a montage.
And now it's time for Comments with Peter, the part of the show where Peter reads your stupid fucking comments.
Hola, bienvenido a otro episodio de Comentarios con Peter. Oh boy, de salsa, mi salsa favorita. Oh Dios, es tan bueno que me hace feliz.
Sorry about that, guys. There's some technical difficulties. I just need to clarify, we are not at all sponsored by Herde Salsa. They turned us down for sponsor. Anyways, let's read some comments. I subbed for the pussy. Love you, Jake. Yo, that cat looks wise as shit. Wise beyond his years, my friend. Until he starts licking his asshole. Bring back the pink shirt. Also, DFC or Opie. First of all, leave the goddamn pink shirt out of this. And second, I like both, but I prefer HFT. Handful of titty. How did YouTube's new policies affect your production flow? Honestly, in my entire time on YouTube, I've only made like a couple $100, so it didn't really affect much. But that's why I have a Patreon. Patreon.com/buff. LOL, you're gay. Are you What? No! How dare you? Needs more pizza and views. Hey, it's Large Sticks. Thanks, man. For those of you that didn't know, Large Sticks got me my first 1,000 subscribers by giving me a shout out in one of his old videos. I literally would not exist if it weren't for that purple pizza-loving motherfucker. I remember once when my dad gave me money to pay the electricity bill, but instead I bought a raffle ticket for a brand new car. When I got home, I explained to my dad what I did and he beat the crap out of me. But the next day, when my dad woke up and opened the door, outside my house was a brand new car. We all cried, especially me, because the car was from the electricity company. They were there to cut off the electricity. My dad beat the crap out of me again. Man, that's tough times. Just realized how fucked up your t-shirt is.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks.